Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a dedicated video on a new product called 30-minute epoxy. And the reason it's 30-minute is because the open time is 30 minutes. And I've done some experimenting with this and I was so impressed with this because the open time is actually quite a bit longer than 30 minutes. This is something that's going to change my life in woodworking, or at least for certain complex things where I need to be making adjustments as I go along. So this is going to be really interesting, and I wanted everybody to get a chance to have a look at what might be something that's going to help you in the future. So let's jump right in. In this segment, I want to introduce you to 30-minute epoxy. Now, this is available through my affiliate link with Starbond, and it's a brand new product, and I've done a little bit of work with it, and I was really impressed with it. So I want to show you today why this is something that you might want to have a quick look at. So it's the same. You're familiar with 5-minute epoxy. This is the same thing, but this is now This is a version of 30-minute, and I've tried it, and the open time is actually a lot longer than 30 minutes, and it works really well. Now, where would you use this? Sometimes we're working on elements that are complicated. You've got angled sides, you've got multiple rungs. Now, not just something like this or chairs, or it could be tables with different stringers and things that come together that you kind of have to put things together sort of all at the same time, and you don't have a lot of chance to get things correct if they go a little bit askew because your glue is drying, and that's where this can save you. So what I've done here, I'll show you in a second here, I've got some dowels and I've prepared some holes. Let me show you here. Now, I've already mixed up some 30-minute epoxy, and it's just sitting there, and I'm not worried about it because the open time is so long, and it's been sitting there for about 2 minutes now. But I have here some dowels somewhere. I've used, if you're following my channel, you know that I use these colored dowels. They're undersized, and I use them to check the holes to make sure that they're right. But when you put a dowel in, that one went in all right, but very often I have to pound them in order to seat them. And you can't, I can't, maybe you can, but I can't pull those out of there. And that's with no glue on there. I need something to pull them out. So what I normally do, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing right now. Normally what I do is I will put PVA glue down the hole, nothing fancy. Because it's dropped all the way down to the bottom, I like to try and coat the sides a little bit here. Get a little bit of glue on the sides inside there. And then the other thing that I do is I'll put a little bit of glue right on the dowel, and this is a bit finicky here, but that way everything gets coated well. And now I'll put that in there. Wipe my glue off my hands. You can see that there's squeeze out all the way around, so everything's good. It's a nice tight fit in there. But if something's gone wrong now and I want to pull that dowel out of there, I have a problem with that. And you can see how long it's been in here. You saw me pull it in, and I can't. Oh, you can see the pliers slipping there. I cannot pull that dowel out of there. It's that tight in there already because the glue is soaked into the wood on each side, and it's actually starting to form a bond already. So the only thing I have left to do, and I've done this in the past, is have to pry, and I get like a lever, and I just pry those out of there. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're using dowels or biscuits or other forms of joinery that are wood, you're going to end up with the same kind of problem where the glue soaks into the wood and it starts bonding almost instantly, which in a lot of cases is just fine. But if you need an open time, you can get stuck because, and I've had to do this where I've had to cut cut pieces apart and re-drill holes because it was in askew or something didn't go right. Now, let's try the same thing with the epoxy. Same thing, going to put some right down the hole, and I'll squish that around, squiggle that around, and a little bit on the end of the dowel here. I really want to get my fingers on this because it's a little harder to get off. Okay, and just put it there. I think I need to move that around in there as well. Okay, now put that in there. Now, I've just put that in there, and I can stand here and talk with you for 5 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. And now, I couldn't pull it out when it was dry. But now, if I need to pull that dowel out of there, look at this. I can pull that dowel in and out of there. So if something went wrong, I could actually recover from this. So the time right now is 13, and I'm going to come back and we'll try it in like 10 minutes or something and see what that's like. Now, let's move on to the next part here, and that is whenever you are doing multiple dowels. So not only is it hard to put are they hard to put together, and you'll see that in a second here, because you end up having to hammer them together, or in a lot of cases I use clamps to put them together, and I'm not going to force it. So we'll see what this looks like, and I haven't done this before, so and I need some more dowels here. Let me do that before. Face side to face side. Now, now I can't push that anymore in there, so I'm just going to hammer it closed. I didn't even do that. You can see how tight, how hard that is. And there you can see I've got squeeze out all the way around. Now I have no hope. There's just no way you could ever pull that apart. I've had to hammer that in now. You'd never get that out of there. Even prying it won't come out. You'd have to cut that and re-drill. But I've never done this before, so let's have a look and see what the epoxy does. Okay, now let's put that on there. I'm curious to see how well this is going to slide on. Okay, look at that. I could actually push it on, and you can see I've got squeeze out there. Now, what I don't know is, can I actually pull that off of there without too much fuss? Let's try and see if we can do that. Look at that. I did. That is golden to me for builds where it's complex, and I might need to reset or restructure something or realign. That is great. Now, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll see just how strong these are. Okay, that's been about 25 minutes, 25 minutes. Let's see if I can pull that out of there still. It should be just fine. Yep. And I can still see the damp glue everywhere, so put that back in there. And tomorrow we'll check and see how hard that is, how strong that joint is. Okay, here we are the next day. There's my 2 test pieces. I'm going to trim them down on the table saw so that I can run them through the bandsaw, because what I want to do is I want to slice them so we can have a look on the inside. Okay, let's take a look at the cutaway of the first part. And I didn't cut these exactly in the middle, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to have a thicker side, one thin and one thick. So that's what it looks like. Now this is the epoxy, and what I wanted to show you here is how hard this is in here. And I don't know, there's no way. When I've had these together like this and glued in place, and when I pry on a dowel, you know, a full round dowel, 2 things have happened. Usually the dowel will break somewhere in here, but sometimes the wood will actually break as well. Sometimes the wood will break away depending on the species and so on. This is the thin side here. I am not going to be able to break that out of there. The dowel's going, oh, I did. And look at what it's left behind. So it's actually taken away, it's pulled the fibers out. So the dowel has remained intact and the fibers are still in there. Now that's the thin side. Here's the thick side, and I don't think I can even pop it out. I'm going to clamp that down there because I can't hold that. And if I pull that out of there, I don't know if I can even get enough leverage to pop that out of there. That's how strong this stuff is. I'm lifting the clamp. Try another grip here on this. I can't even get that. It won't even pop out of there. Let's try another clamp on there. So if you're looking for strength, this definitely does it. No, I can't. Ah! All right, something snapped there. Let's have a look and see what snapped. Okay, so there's a really good indicator. So it tore the fibers out of part of it and actually destroyed the wood. That's how strong that epoxy glue is. So if you ever worry about how strong it is, there's your proof right there. Let's look at the other side now. This is the one where I did the dual. I will pull the bottom. That's the top there. So we'll just lift that off. And again, this side is a little bit thicker. Not a lot, but a little bit thicker. So this is the epoxy side here, and this is the PVA glue. And sometimes when I've checked these, the PVA glue is actually, because it's actually sealed down in the wood, there's actually, sometimes I've actually seen it where it's still a little bit damp down there, and this one looks like that might be so. And try and pop that out of there. I'm not doing my chisel any help here. No, it looks like it's solid in there. Yeah, so again, the fibers of the wood are breaking away. I'm going to try on the epoxy and see if I can pop that out anywhere. No, again, same thing. I'm destroying the wood around it and the dowel. There. That's how strong that epoxy glue is in there. And that, remember, that's after I pushed it in, pulled it out, and pushed it back in again. So even after all of that, that's still the strength that you're going to get from that epoxy glue. So if you're ever doing something where you need a long open time, see again the fibers of the dowel are down there. The glue is not letting go. It's the wood that's letting go first. So if you ever have a joint that you might need to readjust, the 30-minute epoxy is obviously a good choice for something like that. Well, that concludes my video for today. I have to say I am absolutely impressed with this. This is going to change the way I do some of my woodworking, and I don't have to fuss around mixing glues up or mixing powders with fluids or adding water, timing stuff. This stuff is just 2 parts, just like 5-minute epoxy, but now it's 30 minutes. If you're using things like dominoes, mortise and tenon, even biscuits, and you're making something a bit more complex, like a bent lamination, and you need to adjust and make some things, this is the perfect thing, because you can tweak things until it's absolutely perfect, then clamp it or set it, whatever it is you're doing, and ensure that that's going to be a really good, tight, strong fit. I also did, I was just playing around with it, and I wanted to do some experimenting, doing some bent lamination, but now I'm using 5-minute epoxy with a little bit of mica coloring in it. I'm going to do a separate video on that because I think there's some interesting stuff that we could do with that. But in the meantime, if you're interested in finding out more about this, there's a link in the description box below and in the video or on the article on Woodwork Web, which is also in the link in the description box below. I'm Colin Canet for Woodwork Web. Thanks for watching.